Hey folks, I'll put a link below to the article I just read from CNET, which was published yesterday, June 15th, entitled NSA Spy Flap Extends the Contents of U.S. Phone Calls. Just to give you some highlights, congressional representative from New York, Nadler, was in a secret meeting in Congress in which he was being informed about the NSA programs for surveillance. And he was told, according to Nadler, that the NSA is doing wireless wiretaps, warrantless wiretaps, that's how it works, domestically within the U.S., on U.S. citizens, and that is considered legal because the way the FISA ruling from 2008 is being interpreted, but not the way it appears to be written. They found a way to do that, and you can read about that in the article, which seems kind of shady to me, but that's how it works. What was interesting is the reason he could reveal that, because he couldn't say anything about it, is he was in another meeting the next day with FBI Director Mueller, and Mueller contradicted that. He says the NSA cannot do warrantless wiretaps. I should have practiced that. Cannot do warrantless wiretaps domestically. And he says, is that classified information? Can we talk about this? And he says, it's not classified. You can talk about it. And Nadler then revealed what he was told in the secret meeting. Great. But it leads to some other interesting facts that you can read about. You can read about the sources and see what you think about them. But essentially, some of the information coming out is that it has been reported by others now with the ability to actually know this because they were working for NSA, is that the NSA is apparently recording 500,000 to over 1 million domestic phone calls. And the idea is they're just recording it. Now, we're not talking about metadata. We're not talking about, the phone number when the call was made. We're talking about actually recording the conversations and then somehow translating them into a form where they can be stored. You'll read about that in the article. They use some funny language there because they're not revealing exactly what they're talking about, so they're saying it that way. But in addition, there has been confirmation, it's not 100%, but it's looking interesting, that an analyst that has security clearance, but not necessarily a very highfalutin analyst, can, on their own discretion, without any supervision, without any instructions to do so or not to do so, can essentially do a wiretap, a telephone wiretap, where they would listen in and record all the email, all the internet data of just about anybody they can get access to, without any supervision, without any permission. Of course, that's kind of scary because if you have access to that kind of data, if you want to blackmail somebody or do some kind of shit, wow, what kind of power is that? If that's true, and you can read about that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. It's a somewhat scary article. We'll have to see how this all pans out and how far the water of the dam spills as a result of Snowden's activities, whatever you think about it. But I hope you find the article interesting.